Oh God. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to an episode of Fishing with Flair. I'm eating a donut, and I'm going fishing. That right there is Marty pulling out his truck. He brought his boat. One of my friends that went fishing with last week and fished a pond. Anyways, I'm showing him how to fish lakes. He's really big into ponds. He can fish those pretty well, but he doesn't know a whole lot about lake fishing. So in today's episode, I'm going to be fishing just a normal lake and going to be teaching him and hopefully as well as you guys on how to fish it. I've got a couple things to mention before we start. It's 6:05. I ran a Twitter poll on if I should go fishing at a lake or a pond today, and ponds won by 51% to lakes were 49%, but I decided to go to lake fishing instead because that's just what I haven't done lately. I've done a lot of pond fishing. But anyways, if you guys want to participate in like where I go fishing, what lures I use, I run a lot of Twitter polls, so make sure to follow me on Twitter. Also, right now before this video starts, go comment a question. I'm going to be doing a Q&A with Macy, my girlfriend, actually the same night that you guys are watching this video. If you're watching it the same day it came out. So it can be a question for me, it can be a question for Macy, it can be a question for both. Make sure they're appropriate. I mean, you can put whatever you want, but I'm not going to read the ones that are not appropriate. It can be about fishing, it can literally be about any question possible. We're going to sit down and do a Q&A, as well as a fan mail unboxing. I have a P.O. box. It's P.O. Box 8, Boystown, Nebraska, 68010. So if you guys send me stuff, I will unbox it in a video later on in the week. And I'm not going to promise that I'll unbox your box in the video. If it's a letter, like, you know, I get a lot of letters that people write to me, which is awesome. I encourage you guys to send that, but if you really want to be featured in the unboxing video, send something. Send a lure, send candy, food. It doesn't really matter. Send, like, an object. All right, enough talking. Let's go fishing. Yeah, we'll just kind of work our way up to that bridge, and usually you can catch a couple right in here.
I tried.
Yeah, this is always where I start, and what it does is it gives me an idea of what the lake's fishing like. If you catch them on this bank, this is the most pressured bank in the lake.
Okay.
Everyone fishes this. All the bank fishermen come here, whatever. So if you can catch fish on this lake, you should be able to or on this bank, you should be able to catch them anywhere. And so that gives me confidence to go, you know, wherever I want, throw whatever I want. Okay, so we're fishing this little bank here, and this is basically the community spot, like I was saying, and this is the spot that everybody kind of goes to. So I usually start here, and if I can't get bit here, then I know the fishing isn't really good. Doesn't mean it's bad, that just means that they're just not actively feeding. And now that it's calm, I'm gonna go to a bottom bait, something that I'm gonna kind of drag, work slow, and we're gonna see if we can get a bite that way. This might help. We'll see, before anybody else gets there. Oh, there's a fish. Yep. It's not a bad fish. First fish of the day. Probably about a 2-pounder. It's usually what they are here. Yeah, it's not a bad fish at all. Right there. Oh, he ate it too. That's good. That's a good sign. So we got the first bass, yeah, about 1.5 pounds, nothing big, but we're dialing these fish in, and you know, I'm gonna talk throughout this video on how I'm finding these fish, how I'm catching them, but I'm probably gonna do a little recap at the end. If anything, check the description, but good sign, caught a fish.
That night,
A fish. No, you're good. You can keep fishing. No, he's just a fighter. Holy crap. Oh, that's a good fish.
Yeah.
No. That's a better fish. Got a little bit nicer bass there. That's at least 2. I'm thinking at least 2. We got 2.89, almost a 3. It's bigger than I actually thought it was. I can get the release on this. Almost a 3-pounder. Two fish down. We'll see if they'll bite the frog this morning. I don't see why they wouldn't. Yep. There's one. That's a good one too.
Yep.
Nah, we're good. Ooh, he ate it. A little 2-pounder. That's when you know you're throwing the right frog. When they eat it like that. Choked it. All right, Good fish. I caught my first frog fish of the day. Caught 2 on a wobble head, and those were fishing rocks. Now we are fishing weeds. This is just kind of just shallow vegetation. We're sitting in about 4 feet of water right now. There's some cattails back there. But we're still in that search mode of trying to figure out where the fish are. Where I guess more particularly the big fish are, but right now we're still finding fish just scattered around here and there. Marty the party up there is tying on a frog. See if we get hooked up with a couple frog fish that way. And then I don't know, once the sun gets up, that might change, and we will have to change and adjust our tactics. So Marty just tied on a frog. You guys can see it right here. These legs are too long. What you want to do is you want to flip the frog upside down, and you want to trim those legs the same length as the body of the frog.
Somebody came up and they were fishing the pond. You know, like that guy that came up, I was pretty mad.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God, it's a pike. It's a pike.
You at them, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Oh God, I gotta go in for it. He's still there, I see him. Oh yeah, I got him. Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, you want me up here?
Yep, I'll swing him right to you. Oh, oh no. Oh, oh shit. We got him. Yes. Oh. All right, well, got a nice pike here. I'm not gonna weigh or anything. Probably, I don't know, like 25 inches, maybe, no giant. Okay, so wasn't a bass, and it really wasn't that big. I thought he was a lot bigger, but he ate my topwater frog. This thing is probably toast. It's not looking too shabby. That was a pretty cool shot. I don't know if the GoPro got much of it, but either way, it's a cool shot. Although I'm teaching you guys a little bit throughout this video, I'll try to do a more in-depth recap at the end, like always. She makes sure to stay to the end. Right now, there's a dude on my spot, so we're just gonna kind of camp out until he gets out of there, and hopefully Marty the party will hook up with a giant.
2 hours later.
Okay, well, so since our trolling motor is dead, just gotta kind of troll and cast these chatterbaits up on the bank. Usually you can pull a fish out doing this. Fish?
Yes.
You got a fish? Yes. 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 Oh yeah, Marty the party.
Yeah.
Coming in clutch with the old trolling motor, trolling tactic, no trolling motor. First chatterbait fish for Marty.
That's exciting. That's kind of cool.
On the new tech. Attaboy.
Bubbles up. I can't wait to see your video.
That's a fish.
You got him?
Yeah. Little guy. Just a little baby. Yeah, I'll jump out. I'll make sure you don't get caught up. It'll be good. Oh God. Oh, that was close. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see if I can go find my jig. Oh, I got it. Going back to the boat. Well, we're getting off the water now. I caught, I think, 2 more or 3 more since the last talk to you, and Marty the party caught 2. I'm just talking to myself over here. Don't mind me. So he's loading the boat up, but I'm gonna do a recap and kind of explain what I was doing a little bit. Maybe teach you guys a thing or two. Hopefully Marty learned a thing or two. Did you learn a thing or two, Marty?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Flair knows best.
Can I get that in writing? Flair knows best? Yeah, I'll see you at the recap. It's recap time. Hola, amigos. It is a Fishing with Flair tradition to do a recap at the end of the videos. More importantly, basically just teach you guys something throughout the day. So, I've got... Hey! You guys want to talk to Rob? Do you want to say anything to the fans watching at home right now?
Oh, Peric? Yeah, everybody wants to know about Peric. Lettuce, and... Oh, wait, what? Lettuce? That's all he knows how to catch fish on is lettuce? Oh, the chartreuse color in blue water. That's a new one.
Okay, so now that deal with Lunkers TV is over, I can get into the 2 rod and reel combos that I used to catch fish. If you don't want to hear about what I'm going to talk about, check the description, and I'll put the rod, the reel, the line, the lure, and a little bit of the tactics that I used to catch the fish. So I started off the morning fishing topwater. I was throwing a walking bait, Marty was throwing a buzzbait. Neither one of us had any luck. I picked up a square bill, had no luck with that. So then I picked up this bait right here. This bait is a wobble head. Now this is a lure I've literally thrown one other time in my entire life off camera, and I only caught like one fish. And so it is, I mean, it's just a wobble head. There's nothing really else to it. I've got a little creature bait that's black and blue on there. It doesn't really matter what you put on it. And essentially the reason why I picked that lure was because it's something that I never really throw. I was getting kind of tired of throwing the same things, the same Texas rigs, the same jigs. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw something kind of different, maybe something the bass haven't seen, and that was gonna be a wobble head. So I ended up catching 2 fish in the morning, and I believe 2 fish in the afternoon around 10 o'clock on that bait right there. The rod, I had a 7-foot, this is a 7-foot medium heavy Castaway Tyrannus rod with 15-pound Seaguar Vizix fluorocarbon with a 7.5-to-1 gear ratio reel. And my tactic here was literally just throwing around rocks. It was just the rock banks. You guys saw where we started. It's kind of a community hole. Just threw it around the rock banks, and was fortunate enough to bring it across a few fish and hook up with a couple bass. None of them were really anything of size, but still some nice fish. The next lure was, you guys know, my favorite, and that is a topwater frog. So this dude right here is a live target frog. It's just the regular, I don't know, leopard neon green colored. I don't know. It's a pretty natural looking color. But I caught a bass on it, and I caught a pike on it, and you guys saw where I was throwing those. I don't really need to explain too much as far as location. I mean, I was throwing in shallow vegetation. It's pretty basic stuff. Marty has never really been on a boat before as far as like really hardcore bass fishing, and so this was kind of my idea, was to teach him, and I figured why not bring the cameras along to maybe you guys can pick up on a few tips here and there to help you catch fish. The rod that I have is a Castaway Tyrannus Grassmaster braid. It's a 7.3 heavy with a 8.3-to-1 gear ratio reel, 50-pound Seaguar smackdown braid, and again the live target frog, just shallow vegetation, nothing really crazy. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, make sure you put the questions you have down below. I'm going to be doing a Q&A alongside with Macy, so it can be about her and I, about her, about me, be about fishing, not fishing, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pick a handful of them and sit down and do that, as well as a fan mail unboxing. Send your mail to P.O. Box 8, Boystown, Nebraska 68010, and I will unbox it in a video, especially if it's an item. If you write me a letter, I will definitely read it and thank you in the video, but if you want your name to be shout out in the video, make sure you send a product. It can be candy, it can be food, it can be lures, it can be Peric memes, I don't care. It can be literally whatever you want. So that's basically all I have for you. Hopefully these recaps aren't too boring. You know, I try to warn you guys that it's coming. That way if it is boring, you just click out. You don't have to really watch. You just watch the entertainment part. Get in and get out. But for those of you that want to learn, that is a huge part of my channel, huge part of what I'm about, is teaching you guys how to fish. Because I mean, that's cool and all that I can go out and catch a couple fish on whatever lures, but if you guys are just watching it and you don't know how to do it, then what's the point? So that's all I've got for you guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Tell me what you want to see. You want to see some pond fishing, you want to see some more lake fishing, you want to see frog fishing, you want to see flipping, punching. It doesn't really matter. Just let me know what you want to see. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. I'm about to head to college, and I'm going to do my best to stay in school and encourage you guys to do the same, even if you've got a kind of time-consuming occupation like I do. That's enough talking, guys. Thanks for watching. Got the old job done. I'm glad I ruined a $100 rod for a $3 jig. It's always key.